Ghost.
What's up guys, it's me, Swedish Jockey here, and today I'm actually here with Hugo, the caster here at Copenhagen Games. So how are you today, Hugo?
I'm good. We got up nice and early. We've had our delays, but you know, welcome to esports.
Yeah, precisely. At least not as bad as the first day, so can't complain too much. So you're kind of an unknown caster in a way, so maybe there's people out there that don't really know who you are, so could you just make a quick introduction of yourself so that they don't know kind of a little bit more about you?
Yeah, sure. I'm a freelance caster. I'm mainly play-by-play, but you know, I delve in colour occasionally. I'm currently, well, obviously at Copenhagen Games. I'm working on some online leagues like ESL Pro League, for example. I've done a couple of larger events like ESL 1 New York, but I'm looking to kind of make my name by doing more ESL DreamHack events and stuff coming up in the future.
Okay, so when did you kind of get first into casting, and what was that made you actually want to cast?
Well, I've always followed CSGO, or at least CS in general, since I was about 12 years old. And then, I don't know, when I kind of got older, I had the voice for it, I guess a lot of people said, and I did it for fun in matchmaking games, you know, like how everyone starts. And then I saw a competition that some company was running a few years ago saying, oh, we're looking for casters. And I thought, why not interview, you know, why not try and get into it? And I sent in an application, they liked me, and they kind of just built on from there, doing more online works, and then eventually getting lands. So just a slow, gradual pace, right?
And most of the time, actually, when casting, you're seeing casting with just Harry GG.
Yeah.
How did you two meet, and how did you kind of start casting with each other?
Well, when I started working for the first company, 27-1, a couple of years ago, he sent in a demo to me over on Twitter, and he was like, "Can you review this? Can you let me know how I'm doing?" And I checked it out, and I was like, "Actually, you're really good. You should cast some more." So we did a few online leagues together, stuff like that. Eventually, he stopped casting for about 6 months, and I was like, "Wait, where's he gone?" So I messaged him on Twitter. I was like, "You need to come back to casting. You need to get back into this," and he did, and now he's back, and he's doing very, very well. He's I'm watching out for him to be the next big thing, to be honest, because he is very talented.
And during ESL Cologne, you actually went to, I don't know if you casted on site in Cologne, but you are a part of the online crew together with Sponge and NATO and guys. Did you get any feedback from them there, and like, how's the whole experience as a whole? I
mean, the difficulty was it was a really short event. It was only about 12 hours of broadcasting, so I only casted something like 4 maps. It was the first time working with ESL in Germany, doing the New York broadcast, so I spoke a little bit to Uber, Mitch, and he kind of gave me some basic stuff, like, you know, telling me about pacing and things, and little tips that helped, but by and large I didn't really look for any heavy feedback, mainly because, well, it was a short broadcast day and I was only there for a few hours, so not really, but it was a good experience to kind of work with some higher ups and see what it was like over in Cologne. So
and obviously you've cast in many events, many games.
Yeah.
If you had to pick one game and one event that to you is the most memorable, which game and which event would you pick?
I'm probably going to have to go with Astralis versus SK, and that was at ESL 1 New York. It was a group stage match, best of one on Overpass, and at the time Astralis and SK were both, you know, neck and neck on Overpass. It was both their best maps, they were both sick, and it was just an awesome matchup. I casted with Natu, who's also at the event here, and that's where two of my favourite clips, at least of me casting, have come from. Fallen getting a 4K on the CT side, and I think it was Fur getting a pistol ace in the second half. So yeah, a really memorable game for me, definitely.
And if you had to pick one event as well, which one would you pick?
Well, I've got to go with that event, right? I've got to go with this one, New York. That was. I mean, I've had a few more, you know, more enjoyable events in terms of being longer. Like, for example, this event's been great so far. IEM was great in doing the female challenge there, but in terms of size, that was the biggest event I've done. So definitely that one.
Do you have any tips to people out there who's kind of trying to get into casting and want to cast in the future?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, 2017, as CS is as a whole at the moment, is the best time to get into casting. There's so many DreamHack events, there's so many open Go TVs, it's so easy. If you head over to HLTV and check out when DreamHack qualifiers are on, like Tours was last week, for example, you can just go on there, you can check out Go TVs, you can stream your own games if your internet's good enough, and it's a really good way to get noticed, because all you have to do is send off a few emails, get in contact with HLTV, and they'll put you straight stream on the website to get loads of exposure. So, a couple of years ago when I did that, there weren't as many open games. Stuff like DreamHack qualifiers were locked to face it to broadcast, so normally people couldn't do them. But now anyone can jump into casting. So I think it's definitely good to check out HLTV and definitely use that as a good resource.
And switching gears a little bit, there was a recent update with the in CS when they kind of, I don't know how to say it, family show that they fucked up negev and they brought back the R8 as well. Considering that it actually got loads of criticism online, what do you think actually have to be improved right now in CS? It can be anything.
Well, I mean, just to briefly touch on the negev, I don't think that's going to remain permanent. I don't think we have to worry about that. All important leagues are going to ban it. As much as I'd love to see it at an event like this, it's not going to affect anything, so I don't think I'm too worried about that. I think we've also got to look at the UMP, right? I mean, let's be realistic. I love CS as it is at the moment, but it has its issues. The pistols are broken. The UMP is too cheap, personally. I feel like if you make the UMP less effective at range, drop off some damage, put on some damage fall off at range, and also increase the price, maybe swap it with the MP7 price, which is completely underused right now. You never see it bought. Make it 1700, then I think the gun's a little more balanced, as well as pistols. They shouldn't be able to one-shot at close range other than the deagle, but I also the run and gun stuff with the pistols. I guess the movement and the movement with accuracy is great, but I don't want to completely remove pistols to be the level they were in 1.6, where winning ecos was so difficult. I like the fact that people still have to play safe now because they know what pistols are like, but I don't like how good pistols are in that sense. A little bit of a nerf is good, but I don't want to ruin them.
And also, you earlier said that this event was great. Do you have, what are your thoughts on the event and also the male tournament as a whole?
Well, obviously Copenhagen Games is like a big name in local Danish CS. Lots of small teams here, lots of mixed teams, and as a result, I know a lot of people here. People I've worked with in previous lands, and people that I've never met in person, but I've talked to online. So it's been great, meeting everyone and chatting. It's a very social thing. I'd compare it sort of like the UK event I-Series that we have every three times a year. I don't attend that because I'm not big into the UK scene, but at least here I know a lot of people. It's very entertaining, and I'm enjoying that. The social side of it as well. And also, we had our delays on day one, but other than that, I mean, this event's gone relatively smoothly.
And just before we end the interview, do you have any last words, anything you want to say to those viewing, or whatever you want to say?
Thanks for supporting me, everyone who does. I don't know why you do, because I'm very irrelevant, but I appreciate it, and hopefully you'll see me at some bigger events this year.
Well, that was everything for this interview. I will leave a link to Hugo's social medias in the description below, so make sure and go follow him and support him there, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.